Every major currency in history that looked too big to fail eventually hit the same wall. It was either destroyed, replaced, or devalued until it became almost irrelevant. The Roman denarius, the German papier mark, the British pound sterling at the height of the empire. They all promised stability, strength, and trust. And they were all slowly killed by the same disease, the abuse of their own monetary system. The uncomfortable question is this: what if the next currency to face that fate is the one you're getting paid in right now? The real issue is not if this happens again, it's when, and whether you'll still be trusting the system when the floor quietly drops out from under your savings. If you want to understand how empires collapse, and how to position yourself before the next "everything is fine" suddenly turns into silence, subscribe to this channel, because today you're going to see the pattern that corrodes every currency, and you're going to see exactly how it's unfolding right now, in 2026, in real time. And stay until the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a simple mental checklist you can use every time you see a headline about debt, inflation, or stimulus. You've probably felt it already. Your money doesn't buy what it used to. Groceries quietly get more expensive. Rent climbs. Energy costs rise. But your income feels strangely stuck. It feels like a silent tax on your life. You work the same, or more, but get less. And in the back of your mind, the question never really goes away. If this system is so strong, why does it feel like I'm constantly running just to stay in the same place? Today, you're not going to hear conspiracy theories. You're going to see a documented pattern, repeated across centuries in different countries under different flags. And once you see it, it becomes very hard to look at the financial news the same way again. History is a brutal teacher. Let's start with Rome. At its peak, Rome's denarius was trusted money, real silver used across 3 continents. But as the empire expanded, costs exploded. Armies, bureaucracy, constant campaigns. Instead of cutting back, emperors quietly reduced the silver content of the coins, mixing in cheaper metals. On the surface, nothing changed. The coins looked the same. Underneath, the money was rotting from the inside. That's how currency death starts. Not with an announcement, but with slow, internal decay. Fast forward to now. When you hear about stimulus packages, bailouts, or massive government spending, you're hearing the future being sold to pay for the present. Experts will tell you inflation is temporary. They'll blame supply chains or geopolitical tensions, but those are symptoms. The deeper cause is simple: too much debt, supported by an ever-expanding money supply. You already feel it. Your bank account stays the same, but your life gets more expensive. Food, housing, transportation, everything rises. The pattern is clear. Excess debt leads to money printing. Money printing leads to currency devaluation, and loss of trust destroys the system. Because a currency is nothing more than trust. And once that trust breaks, everything follows. Right now, we are living in the illusion phase. The system tells you everything is fine. But if you look deeper at debt levels and central bank balance sheets, the truth is very different. The system is addicted to the very thing that is destroying it. And here is the real secret. Currency collapse happens slowly, then suddenly. So how do you protect yourself? First, stop assuming the system is permanent. History is not a straight line. It is a cycle. You need to diversify beyond a single currency. Look toward assets that cannot be printed out of thin air. Real assets, strong businesses, tangible value, land, productive real estate, essential businesses, commodities, scarce assets and precious metals that governments can't just create with a keystroke. Also, examine your relationship with debt. For some, it can be a tool. For most, it is a trap. This is not about hoarding cash. It is about preserving value. Because if all your wealth is tied to a weakening currency, you are betting against your own future. Here's the mental checklist I mentioned. Every time you see a headline about more debt, more stimulus, or temporary inflation, ask yourself 3 things. Who pays for this? In what currency? And over how many years? If you don't like the answers, that's your signal. Most people wait for the news to tell them something is wrong. But by then, it's too late. You have an advantage. You have history, thousands of years of patterns. Empires that rose and currencies that died inside a single lifetime. The real question is, will you act? Because no currency is immune, not even today's. The laws of economics do not bend. They do not wait for you. The time to prepare is when everything looks normal. Because once the crisis hits, your options disappear. You go from investor to survivor. We have seen this pattern before. Rome, Weimar Germany, the British Empire. Different times, same outcome. The people who suffered the most were not the ones who understood the risks. They were the ones who trusted the system the most, all the way to the end. Don't be one of them. Use this knowledge. Protect your future. Stay informed. Stay skeptical. Stay prepared. Because when it comes to your money, no one is coming to save you. The cycle is turning. The pattern is clear. And the choice is yours. The strongest currency today is often the one under the most hidden pressure. This is not just finance. This is survival. The decisions you make now will define your future. So ask yourself, honestly, how much of your wealth is tied to a single currency? Drop your honest answer in the comments, even if it's uncomfortable. Most people don't realize how exposed they really are until it's too late. And when the next shift comes, you'll either be ready or you'll be left behind.